out. Share screen. All right. Oh, too far, too far. There we go. Oh, okay. Welcome to 6.4 Hackathon Part 2.
All right.
Carol, I think this is your slide, Caroline.
Yeah. So, guys, how excited are you for this? From 1 through 5, 1 being I'm excited for Tuesday, 5 being I'm excited for Monday. What would it be? How excited are you? A 4.98.
Where's the poll? I have the
Yes,
poll.
Kang, that's a 5. No, Isaiah. Are you split? In any case, Hackathon is upon us, and I just really want to congratulate you guys for having made this far, especially because this year has been fraught with a lot of unique challenges, but you guys have overcome and are still overcoming. And just for us to just like take a pause and celebrate this moment is big. It's a huge milestone. So, as you know, um, hackathon, I guess like I can say for myself, like it really tests you, especially given the time crunch, and it tests you as a developer, and it also tests you as a team player. Now, for today, for the purpose of this kickoff, part 2, we're gonna get into the granular, like the nitty gritty details of what this hackathon looks like. A little more so than what we had before. So for today's agenda, we're gonna go over what this upcoming week is gonna look like. We're gonna talk about the different supports that you have. We're gonna go over expectations, discuss next steps, what you guys are gonna be doing for the remainder of the class, and then we're going to, drum roll, announce the teams. Yes, Marvin, do the drum roll. All right. So if you look at this slide here, you can see that it's basically split into 2 parts. There's like the morning and there's like the evening row. This is what's happening for this week up until Monday, which is showtime. So as you see, it starts off Wednesday. Today is the kickoff part 2. Tomorrow, you guys should have already received a calendar invite. If you have not done so, let me know. We have design office hours where you will be meeting for like 45 minutes with a industry professional who's in design. You guys are going to be talking about your UI, UX, wireframing, all that good stuff. Consult with them, and then they will also help you to make some informed decisions about Saturday and Sunday. And then Saturday is actually when you guys officially begin coding. We're gonna have check-ins, like as always. We're gonna do attendance. We're gonna go through what the agenda is for that day, and then begin coding. And around 2 o'clock, you're gonna be meeting with your technical mentors. Sunday morning, same thing. And then Sunday afternoon, you guys are going to be meeting with me as well as Caroline O for like a 20-minute presentation practice session. And then come Monday, that's when we will present to an external facing audience. There will be a lot of volunteers, alumni, as well as fellows from other classes. All right, next.
Oh, yeah, this is me, I think, right?
Yes.
Design office hours, right? So this is going to be happening tomorrow, the 18th. Hopefully you'll be able to send at least one person from your team to represent your team, right? Because we do recognize that this is a Thursday thing. So the goals, right, is to consult and manage expectations around design as it pertains to the MVP, as well as to think through the user flow as it pertains to your idea. So these are people with design backgrounds, so hopefully they'll be able to help, come up with you know, anything that's design related, color schemes, flow, all that, you know, before you've already started completely coding and have,
Mhm.
and then you're like, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is horrible. And you're like, oh, uh-oh, right? So we want to avoid that. So the schedule breakdown for that is uh, intros and overview of goals from 6:30 to 6:45, 6:45 to 7 is transition into breakout rooms, and then there'll be a couple of different rotations. Any questions on that part? Okay, let's keep going. Is this, Caroline, is this you or is this me?
You want to take the lead on this? And then I
Yeah, yeah, right, sure, okay. I can read this. We will be meeting technical mentors on Saturday at 6:20. On 6:20, and I believe that happens at 2 o'clock. Each technical mentor will be assigned to one or two teams. I think most technical mentors will just be assigned to one team, and their main goal will be to help manage uh, and provide technical support for you guys. So they won't be coding, right? Too bad. They won't be writing test suites for you. They won't be helping you ideate and come up with ideas of what to build, but instead they'll be giving feedback regarding like the overall scope, like what they think would be manageable to achieve, as well as assist with breaking project features down, you know, maybe into smaller components and how to actually start thinking about how like a feature might work. Um, you know, checking your progress, making sure it's not the end of the day and you haven't started. Uh, um, answer implementation questions. That goes back more to like, you know, breaking project down and features. Offering high level suggestions and feedback. You know, maybe you've written a piece of code and you want a piece of feedback. Like, is this maintainable? How could this be written better? Um, as well as just assist with roadblocks, whether that be Git or something, some like brutal bug. Right? We won't really be using the helper queue for this because each person will have their own mentor, so you'll be really using them. And the helper queue is just not really designed for that situation. So, okay, let's keep it rolling. Expectations.
expectations. So, just giving you guys a heads up that this is the rubric that the judges will have. Oh, is it too small, Henry? We're gonna share this deck with you guys after we present, and then no worries, you guys can see it more in detail. But basically, at a high level, um, they're going to be evaluating you guys on a couple things. First is like teamwork and um, the way that you guys do public speaking. You know, Mike did a workshop on um, designing and delivering a Zoom product demo. So please do refer back to that. And then it's also about user story and functionality is more about like, you know, what are the gaps and needs that you saw in the market? How are you addressing that? Like what functionalities are there? And then the latter three is like, oh, you know, what kind of creative, um, what is it? Like how much did you like test your creative limits, and also like how did you redefine the limits of like what is possible to build in 2 days. But as you guys know, before you guys get caught up in like the bells and whistles of everything, to focus on what.
MVP.
Yeah, Henry, that's right, MVP. So keep that in mind before you make the scope too big. And then, you know, we're also looking for, oh, how useful is it? We needed this yesterday. And then you have like the intuitive and the responsive UI UX design um, that you guys are going to be working on because it's a front end application, right? All right. And then next.
Carolyn, was that a New York accent on the "we needed this yesterday"? Hey,
Needed
we needed this yesterday.
yesterday.
All right, I'm going to deliver this next slide. All right, we're talking about
You
coding
know
readiness checklist. So
Do
must
you
be
know all
checked
the
out
accents that you do? I
by
don't
your
know.
instructor Corey by Wednesday
Yeah.
night. 10 p.m. You got it? Is that crystal clear for you, capiche, right? Tonight,
Yeah.
by 10
Is it
p.m.
Brooklyn, you think? I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
This
It
one,
was just like
it's
came
an
out of
amalgamation of a few different accents and characters that
intentional.
I've seen along the way. Maybe they'll
I
come
have
next
another
time.
ego. I don't know. It just happened.
All right, so the checklist that you should be looking at for code readiness, right? General project plan. So API selected and confirm that the data returned from the API calls align with the app goals, right? So make sure that you can actually hit these APIs, right? I mean, it might seem silly, but some APIs are like really confusing. Others are a lot more straightforward. You want to be able to have a stated, clear app purpose. I know we've already ideated on ideas and we've been put into groups based off of those ideas, but that doesn't mean that they're like completely set in stone and things. There might be room for, a little bit of flexibility in trying to make sure like we can refine this down, right? Like I think there was an idea on there which was like track anybody's package from anywhere. It was like, okay, but like what does that mean? Right? Like what's that look like? Group also we got to talk about group norms, right? And you'll be doing that with your group. Maybe a norm is everyone talks in a Brooklyn accent. Probably not. Because I wish I was on one of these teams. All right, coming up next, we got UI UX, right? You should have your user flow mapped out, containing clear pages and actions, as well as a wireframe consisting of the home page and or other pages um, that your app might contain, like the basic layout for those. So nothing like too crazy, just kind of the same things we've been planning for all of our projects, right? It's a good idea to lay things out. What routes from the API am I going to be hitting and all that type of thing. But definitely make sure your API works.
And then you guys are also going to be working on your deck. And these are basically the 4 things that you'll be hitting, doing a quick team intro. What is the gap? What is the need that you see? And then what is your solution? How are you going to solve it? And then obviously you do your demo and then also talk about your future implementations.
Okay.
And yeah, this is going to be shared. So we have a template for you, but feel free to take it and redesign it, so to speak. And then how do you know that you're ready to present is when you have the following. For technical, follow the theme, you have a working front end. For the presentation, you have something tangible, you have a deck, and then you've also practiced your 6-minute pitch, as well as like prepping for possible Q&A.
An approximate 4-minute Q&A, right?
Approximately 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It could go on longer. I mean, you guys participated or you guys were there for the 6.2 hackathon. It can vary.
Yeah.
Some of the judges may have more questions than others, etc.
Please don't say to a judge that their computer is in the language Indian. That was so uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Please, nobody from our class say that.
That was painful.
Oh my God.
Right.
That
I'm
was
sure
painful.
we all remember that because we'll never forget.
Yeah.
And we all looked at each other. I remember. We all made eye contact.
Everybody
That was
turned
so
around.
hard.
I've never seen a whole room. I've made a lot of like colored jokes, and I've never seen someone like a whole room go, ooh, like the same
Literally
way.
everybody turned around. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was tough. Anyway, we won't do that.
You're professional, yes.
Yeah.
And then just to reiterate what I said before, Sunday is when we're going to have a run through. Caroline O is going to be joining us. You're going to get feedback. And then we're also going to be doing keeping time so that you guys keep under 6 minutes and we can keep the show rolling along.
Cool. Norms.
Norms. Where are the norms?
So we've it's got an effect, this slide. So in this norm, right, for this hack week, right, you should stay engaged, stay in the game, even when things get uncomfortable. things do get uncomfortable, right? It's working with a team. It's not a lot of time. There's some definite pressure. Uh, you know, practice during hackathon and carry that on into your capstone experience as well. There were definitely team conflicts in the past, more so for capstone, uh, and it's you know it, it's a team. You're a team, right? You're a whole unit. So you you win together, you lose together, you debug together, right? Fail forward, right? So it's fine if you make mistakes. It's fine. It's fine if you've broken your application, right? It's okay as long as you learn from them, right? And you keep improving. So to take risks, just go for it. Just do it, as Nike might say. Over communicate. Oh my goodness, right? Everybody should write this one down on the palm of their hand, right? Agree on what platform and how you guys are going to communicate and how you'll handle situations, and be proactive. Don't be the person who's 15 minutes late into the day and then communicating, hey, I won't be in for another half hour, right? Nobody wants to be that person. That person sucks. Be the person that's like, hey, I'm gonna miss the first hour tomorrow. It's hard, like, you should communicate today essentially on the weekend, because there's no better notice than today, right? And equity of voice, right? Know when to step in, step up, and step back. Don't, every single one of you brings something to the team, right? So make sure that you're also heard, and make sure you listen to everybody else as well. You are a team. It's not captain and followers. It's, we're all together. Okay. Next steps. For the remainder of class, you will. Okay, so set up your team's Trello board based on this template. Looks like this. In here, you'll keep your daily rooms Zoom link so that Caroline and I and your mentor and everybody in your team knows where to go, right? You'll keep track. We got a card for norms, the purpose of your app, a code ready list, checklist, maybe your APIs, what's going to happen, assign tickets, wireframe, yada yada, your MVP, your wireframe, your timeline, right? This is something that you should definitely think about. How long is each feature do I want to have? At what point do I want each feature to be completed? Or, I mean, you're really working on one feature, but like, which parts of that feature? Here you can start thinking about user stories, maybe what kind of users you have, who's going to be using this app. And then you've got your tickets, so you can add cards for each ticket, like these are things that you'd be working on. If you're currently working on that ticket, you would move it into in process, right? And when you finish, you'll probably be pushing that into needs review. Maybe you have some roles or something, but somebody should probably merge in your code, right? From whatever branch you've made here, and then you can complete your ticket at the end. And here's kind of just a fun stretch features as well. Okay. Yep, we already talked about that, discussing and determining team's norms. Think about what your decision-making process as a team should look like, how you'll resolve conflicts if necessary. Might seem silly, like, oh, we're never gonna have any conflicts, but
Yeah.
You might.
One thing that I want to share is that, like, you guys have your own takeaways from already working in group projects up until this point, and think about that, and then add in the time crunch and then the stress level. It's like ×2 of that. Like, whatever sort of like concerns you've had before, it gets amplified because you have the time crunch. It gets super stressful. So it's best to communicate and talk about the team norms and expectations up front, so that everybody is on the same page about like how we're going to communicate, when are we going to check our Slack messages or texts? How are we going to make decisions? How are we going to resolve conflicts? If we have a difference of opinion, are we going to go with plurality, or is it like a consensus building sort of process? So think about it, talk about it, take good amount of time, or at least like 15 minutes to just really talk about your takeaways from your past experiences, and then bring it to hackathon, because that is like right now the hackathon is not the end all and be all. So you guys should definitely enjoy the moment. Like this is a prototype and it's a springboard for something bigger, something that you guys can continue working on after it, and then into maybe like capstone. So yeah, so don't get too hung up on it. Just like keep rolling with the punches, and enjoy. That's the biggest thing, enjoy.
All right. You should go through the rubric and code readiness presentation checklist, right? Just things to prepare. Prep and sign up for design office hours on Thursday. That's touch base with Caroline. She really knows about that, and she works tomorrow as well. Create a Zoom room. Clutch. A GitHub link to your project, right? You can add people as collaborators, like in the past. And you should add, you should have your GitHub link also like on your
Trello board.
On your Trello board, right? I'll add that right now so we don't forget. GitHub link. Okay. Okay. And add Corey at Pursuit and Caroline Kang at Pursuit to your Trello board. So that way we can all hang out. Yep.
Yes. So actually what you guys can do is basically choose a team rep to ping me, and then we'll get this squared away as soon as possible.
Cool.
All right. Are we ready?
All right. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. I will tell you, like, I know people will be disappointed just because that's human. I will tell you, we were successful at getting everybody in one of their top 3 picks. So that's great. So hopefully people won't be disappointed. It literally took multiple hours to get it all because we actually did it twice, but whatever. So just, go with the flow, and we hope you enjoy. And these are the teams.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Jeez.
I'm hearing like murmurs of okay.
Right.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Good stuff.
Oh shit now.
All right, so take note of the team you're on. You'll probably want to start a little Slack thing together. And that's
Now on a scale of 1 through 5, how are you guys? Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Shall we?
all right. So that's it. This is it. This is the teams. Whoop-a-lub-a-dub-dub, right? Live it up. Have fun. You're all gonna do fantastic. Set up those Trello boards, right? Start talking about norms. Definitely feel free to reach out to me. I will be checking the queue today if you want to get a hold of me, because all have to try to be scheduled by 10 p.m. We want to get all that stuff together so that we can just hit the ground running and rock and roll on Saturday. Okay? Any questions at all?
Yes. So the expectation for today and tomorrow and Friday is the building the Trello boards and I guess breaking down the app.
Yep. That's correct.
We're gonna share this deck with you so you guys know exactly what the next steps are, like what you're going to do for the remainder of class. And then you guys can also see the upcoming schedule. You'll know what to expect. And if you guys have any additional questions after that, you guys can ping me or Corey. Sound
Yes.
good?
Okay.
Any other questions? All right then.